João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Liam Delap, Enzo Fernández, Reece James? This Chelsea team isn't just stacked. This Chelsea team is scary evil.
Chelsea have now set the standard for themselves.
Suddenly, the narrative has changed. This Chelsea team has gone from getting laughed at by pundits to becoming champions of what FIFA describes as the biggest club competition in the world.
Chelsea, champions of the world!
Enzo Maresca isn't just building an army, he's building a machine, and now each piece is coming together. Beating PSG wasn't on anyone's trump card for Chelsea. We're talking about a PSG team that had won the quadruple, including beating Inter Milan 5-0 in the Champions League final. They beat both Madrid teams, Real and Atleti, 4-0. They'd only conceded one goal en route to the final. For Chelsea to go out and put on a result like that, it was an indicator of something no one seems to have realised. This Chelsea team is done rebuilding. They're ready to win now, and step one was changing the identity of his team. Chelsea for a period used to be Cole Palmer's team. They were only at their best when he played, but now that identity is different. See, Enzo Maresca knew he needed more quality players in the team, particularly going forward, so he went shopping at Chelsea's favourite store in recent transfer windows, Brighton. But the one they've got now has been a revelation. João Pedro at Chelsea? Instant impact. 3 goals in 2 games. A brace against Fluminense in the Club World Cup semi-final and a goal against PSG in the final. But it's not just goals, it's the quality of the goals. The brace against Fluminense was sublime. The goal against PSG? Deft finish. That's the quality of player Chelsea is signing. Then you look at what else he brings outside the goals and it gets even better. João Pedro is more than just a central target. He's not just a number 9. He's the guy who functions behind the 9. Enzo Maresca was quoted as saying he's the type of player to help this Chelsea team, particularly against opponents that set up with a low block. He's a central ball carrier. He can stretch defenses, add tempo control to the final third. His link-up play with other attackers?
Ball, 3-0!
That didn't go in with the eventual shot from Palmer, but this was just an example of what João Pedro brings. Think of him as a disruptor. 60 minutes against Fluminense, and he didn't just bag a brace, he won 3 of his 6 ground duels. Had 2 tackles and a clearance. The crazy part with João Pedro is that he's 1 of 3 in that Chelsea attack, which has different angles for Enzo Maresca to exploit. I'll let you in on who the other 2 are in a sec, but first, see that subscribe button to Football Historia? Hit it for more videos like this. Liam Delap. Carnage. He looked incredible in his debut in the competition. He came on with less than 30 minutes and bagged an assist for Enzo Fernández. Then followed this up with a goal in his first start for the club. Same position, different profile. Didn't even take that long to make an impression on his teammates.
Feliz con Liam Delap. Es el primer partido para él, ¿no?
Sí, la verdad que bueno, se lo ve en el entrenamiento, la calidad, la jerarquía que tiene. Nada, contento de estar que esté con nosotros, feliz, así que nada, esperemos que sean muchas contribuciones más, que me asista a mí y yo lo asista a él.
Okay. Felicidades de suerte con Flamengo.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
He's another dimension for Chelsea in attack. Strong and physical, but also quick off the mark at the same time. He's got excellent off-the-ball movement and can finish on either foot. But he's not just about goals, he also works hard in helping the team press and maintains a high work rate. Despite playing for relegated Ipswich Town last season, Delap is quality, a man Enzo Maresca knows very well. Back when he was still at Man City as a youth team coach, Liam Delap played under Enzo Maresca. He scored 24 goals, being a bags man since the first day. It's not just the centre-forward positions that Chelsea have been strengthening. Down the right wing, they've got one of the brightest young talents of the coming generation. You saw him at the Club World Cup. Those were just baseline performances. Get this, in 32 games he started for Palmeiras in his debut season, he bagged 20 goals and 10 assists. Oh, I should add, he's still only 17. Lethal. Estevão plays like a free-roaming playmaker. Yes, he played on the right for Palmeiras at the Club World Cup, but in reality, at Chelsea, you'd expect him to play in the same position Cole Palmer does. Estevão is constantly involved in possession for his team, especially in the half spaces. His stop-motion dribbling and body feints allow him to operate easily in tight spaces. He loves to hug the touchline to isolate himself against fullbacks in one-on-one situations. And when it comes to this, so far, there's usually been one outcome.
Olha esse. Fechou uma. Depois duas vezes para trás.
He's more often than not left them in his wake. He becomes a new option down the right. Cole becomes an option down the middle in that number 10 position behind the striker. There is no doubt that Estevão is quality, already one of the most hyped wonder kids in the world right now. Same way they've got another potential superstar in the making on the opposite flank, Jamie Bynoe Gittens from Borussia Dortmund. A €64.3 million transfer fee. He's still young, still only 20, but at the same time, he's already got one trademark move. Allow him to cut inside to find the space to shoot, and he's deadly. Friendly reminder that he was part of a Borussia Dortmund team that cooked Real Madrid in 45 minutes at the Bernabeu at the start of last season.
Jamie Gittens!
That's how good he can be. As soon as he got taken off, Dortmund collapsed and lost the game 5-2. He's fast, but he isn't just take the ball and run fast. He's got crazy dribbling speed as well. Only Florian Wirtz completed more dribbles in the Bundesliga than him last season. Overperformed his XG by 4.4% last season. What this means is he's getting more shots on goal than in the 23-24 campaign. It's clear that with Bynoe Gittens, Chelsea and Enzo Maresca will need a few more seasons before they can fully unlock his potential. But even with the early signs, it counts as scary stuff. Then you think about the rest of the players in that attack, and it slowly hits you. Enzo Maresca was assembling potentially the scariest attack in the Premier League, and no one even saw it coming. In the number 9 position, he can either decide to use the technical ability of João Pedro to stretch teams and play against low blocks. He needs physicality in big games. He can play Liam Delap in there to hold the ball and bring others into play, while also acting as a goal threat. Can't forget that even with these two, Nicholas Jackson has shown signs of improvement in the last 2 seasons. Double digits in league goals. The second most in the team behind Cole Palmer. Jackson's ability to work off the ball and press high also becomes an asset. That's 3 players with different profiles all in one position. Switch the focus to the wings and you can see the idea. Noni Madueke leaving? No problem. In that same position, they've decided to go for quality. Replacing Madueke with the potential of a player like Estevão could prove to be a genius move in the coming years. Then you factor in players like Neto, a different profile. Estevão can become a threat for teams that like to sit back and defend with low backs out wide. As we've mentioned, he's excellent in one-on-one situations and can function in tight spaces. There's space to exploit behind? The option can then turn to Pedro Neto. He's fast, very fast. His speed to run in behind against teams that leave spaces to counter becomes another option for Chelsea down the wings. Same with Bynoe Gittens. Speed and a player who is only going to get better with competition and game time. Come down to the number 10 position, Estevão can play there, same with Enzo Fernández, like we saw in the final, making runs behind the striker into the box. But that's the area Palmer likes to operate in. We already know how dangerous Cole Palmer is. He's got everything. He can score goals, he can provide assists. His numbers since he joined Chelsea in the summer of 2023 are nuts. 72 goal contributions in 97 games for Chelsea. He's a genius, there's no doubt. But what adds another layer to his game is the work he does off the ball. Amongst Chelsea players at the World Cup, Cole Palmer covered the 3rd most distance with 52.27 kilometers. The 2 above him? Marco Correa and Enzo Fernández. It indirectly means, amongst players in Chelsea's attack, Cole Palmer covered the most ground. Then you add the 2 goals he scored in that final against PSG. Class. The assist to João Pedro, the perfect weight on the ball. Club World Cup final man of the match. Club World Cup player of the tournament. At this point, it's important to note that everything we've said so far has just focused on Chelsea's attack. Lethal. Where the real magic has been for Enzo Maresca, though, has been what he's been able to get out of midfield. Particularly the dynamics involving 3 players and the ones around them.
Smacked by Caicedo!
Moises Caicedo.
And Players Player of the Season is one of the greatest things you can get because it's voted obviously by your peers, and that means the most. I like we're seeing the best of him. I think as a pair with Enzo Fernández, but he's also like tucked into that right back role. You've mentioned it, where
as you heard in that clip, he was voted as Chelsea's Players' Player of the Season. We'll talk about how the duo of him and Enzo Fernández eventually worked out, but with Caicedo on his own, he ranks first in the team for the most tackles with 104, the most blocks with 46, most interceptions with 49, most passes into the final third with 226, and the second most progressive passes with 204. What does all of this mean? Caicedo has been an engine room for Chelsea. He's every defender's dream. He does the role of tackling and winning the ball back effortlessly. 5th most tackles in the Premier League last season. At the same time, going forward, judging by those numbers, he's been very important too. I mean, passes into the final third? Progressive passes? These are numbers you usually associate with the more creative players in a team. The likes of Cole Palmer. To be doing this from defensive midfield? That's incredible. Defensive midfield wasn't the only position he played last season. Another indicator that shows how versatile this team is. Caicedo at right back, when he inverted, allowed the team to have an extra body in midfield, who at the same time was conscious of his defensive duties. But as we said, he's been one of 3 players in midfield who make this Chelsea team tick. The other one has been on a quiet redemption path ever since. Enzo Fernández. Think of him right now as an evolution of a midfielder who's on a path to becoming one of the best in the world. 9 goals and 17 assists in all competitions for Chelsea last season. 26 goal contributions in 53 games. A goal contribution of less than 1 in every 2 games. But this only scratches the surface with Enzo Fernández. He's morphed into something else.
I think Enzo, in terms of passing, is actually pretty crazy as well, I'll be real. In terms of weight of pass, in terms of those little dinks that he can play over the top as well, too. Yes, he has the switches as well.
Capable of this. It's easy to forget that at the start of the season, he was battling for competition with Romeo Lavia. What happened next was Enzo Fernández hitting another level. He's a workhorse in midfield. At the same time, he's got the technical quality to find passes and the ability to make late runs into the box. The partnership with Caicedo? It's simple now. Caicedo wins the ball, Enzo launches the attack. And Maresca still has the option of versatility in midfield. Before Enzo and Caicedo finally clicked, it was Caicedo and Romeo Lavia. It's clear that when Romeo Lavia is fit, he's a machine in midfield. Something the world really got to see in the early parts of the season.
Balance. I think in this moment, Romeo and Moi, they give us also physicality.
The reason Enzo Fernández wasn't playing for a brief part of the season was because of the physicality in the Caicedo and Lavia combo. That's another angle Enzo Maresca could exploit. In the same way, he can use the new additions to the team. Andrey Santos had a loan spell at Strasbourg and returned so good that he's now challenging for a spot in the lineup as a holding midfielder. I mean, his stats compared to players his age in Europe, under 21 midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues, ridiculous. He ranks first for forward passes, possession won, goals, headed goals. Even when he's played for Chelsea at this year's Club World Cup, he looked very sharp. 22 minutes versus Esperance, and he bagged an assist with a 94% passing accuracy, won 2 tackles, and dropped a key pass. Maresca has also got new signing Dario Essugo, a massively underrated talent. He made more interceptions than any other midfielder under the age of 21 in Europe's top 5 leagues. He finished the 2024-25 La Liga season in the top 5 ranking for successful tackles and successful interceptions per game. The core of Chelsea's midfield is strong and versatile, as is their defense as well. Tosin Adarabioyo, Levi Colwill, Trevon Chalobah. The latter was deemed not technical enough for Maresca's style of play. He's since that time come back from a loan spell to form an important part of the team. Right back, it had always been a question of whether he could stay fit. Why? Because there's no doubting Reece James' quality.
Joe, I promise you, I will start always with Reece.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to protect him.
Yeah.
He played more games this season than the last 2-3 years.
Yeah.
He's got a manager who understands him now. Reece James played more games across the 2024-25 season than he has in the last 2 seasons. Whether it's at right back or where Maresca sees him with the vision to play midfield, he's quality. Down the left, Marco Correa, when he's locked in, is a beast. Options like Malo Gusto, Benoit Badiashile, and Wesley Fofana when he's fit. Young talent coming through the ranks like Tyreek George and Alfie Gilchrist. Players with points to prove like Keenan Dewsbury-Hall and Christopher Nkunku. This Chelsea team is stacked to the core. Enzo Maresca's army is nearing completion, but at the same time, there's no doubt he'd be looking across London to see what Arsenal is building. Players like Victor Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard. Mikel Arteta knows he needs to win and win soon. Click the next video to find out how scary the 2026 squad of Arsenal is.